In this video, I'm going to read quotes from the book Only the Paranoid Survive and share some of my thoughts about these quotes. My darlings, welcome to Be Strong and Love Yourself, a channel for very strong people. I'm Dasha Bisali, and I created this channel to share the ideas that help me to become happier, with the hope that they will help you too. I have COVID right now, and my throat feels a little bit weird, so I apologize if my voice sounds not very good. But I must say that in general I don't have any problems with COVID, and I'm very thankful for that, I don't really feel sick. But I need to stay home, which gave me an opportunity to focus more on the video. And I set up background and the lights. I cannot go out anyway, so why not to spend time on my blog and my YouTube channel. And today I want to talk about the book by Andrew Grove, Only the Paranoid Survive. And even though the name of the book sounds a little bit negative, it's actually a very nice book that can help you to become happier. And even though it's the book about business, Intel company in particular, because Mr. Grove, he was CEO of Intel, you can apply some of the principles described in this book to everyday life, and this is kind of what I want to do. I want to read some ideas from the book, and I feel like something is on my lip. I don't know. I want to read some ideas from this book and share with you what I think about them, how I want to apply them to my life, or how I create a parallel between business ideas and everyday life. But first I want to say that in general this book is about such thing as strategic inflection point. This is the point where there is a significant change, and external change that can affect company so much that the direction of the company will change, and the company can either grow significantly or it can decline and maybe even disappear. So when this change takes place in the time of the strategic inflection point, the company needs to be prepared to it, to understand it, to know about it, to be serious about it, and the company needs to make a decision and make certain changes within itself as well. So if everything around you changes, you also need to adapt to this change, and if you don't, you might lose in general. And the idea is not just to pretend that nothing is happening, not too much to look into the past. You need to learn how to apply new rules and how to adapt, and then you actually can get benefit of the situation that might be not that nice in the beginning, but that actually can help you to grow. Now we'll start reading some quotes. This is the quote about planning that I really liked. If you run a business, you must recognize that no amount of formal planning can anticipate such change. Does that mean you shouldn't plan? Not at all. You need to plan the way a fire department plans. It cannot anticipate where the next fire will be. So it has to shape an energetic and efficient team that is capable of responding to an anticipated as well as to any ordinary event. And I agree with this idea, and again, I apply it to everyday life. Can you plan everything? Of course not. We don't know what really future will look like. Does it mean you just need to go with the flow all the time and don't have any goals? No. You can still have your goals, your agenda. You can still be disciplined. But when something happens, then you can adjust. But I think if you want to be this wonderful fire department that plans and create this wonderful team, to me in everyday life it means that you need to be mindful, and meditation is a great example of what you can do in order to be prepared to something that you don't plan. So if you meditate every day for about 20 minutes, you actually train your brain to be prepared to these inflection points and to stay mindful in any situation. So I highly recommend you to do that. I wasn't meditating. At some point I stopped meditating enough, but now I got back to my daily 20-minute meditation, and I've been doing it for about a month, and it changes my brain so much. It makes me feel so much better and react to things in such a better way that meditation is a huge thing. The other quote that I want to read is about the wind of change and the changes in general. And it says, the page 22, the lesson is we all need to expose ourselves to the wind of change. And when something changes, as I said in the beginning, externally, you have different options. You can go against the wind, and sometimes we don't want to accept the reality, but we only waste our energy. If you are in line with the wind and you're sailing or you're surfing, you actually get the strength from this wind and you become even faster, and you don't have to put so much effort. So it's very important to understand the wind, to feel it, to feel the change, and to be in line with the life itself. The other quote that I liked was about being realistic. It's page 144. Don't compromise and don't kid yourself. If you are describing a purpose that deep down you know you can't achieve, you are dooming your chances of climbing out of the valley of death. He was talking more about sending a message to employees and to other people to build the big goal for everyone. But I think in general, if you don't believe in what you are doing and what you are saying, and if you are going against your beliefs and your values, somewhere deep inside people can feel it. You can feel it and create cognitive dissonance sometimes. So you cannot go too far if you go against your values and your beliefs. And it's very important to understand what you are believing. I made mistake in the past, actually not a long time ago, when I kind of forgot about my values and I thought that it was okay to be not too much in line with them, and I had to pay a very, very, very high price for that, and I suffered because of that a lot. So if you have some very important things to you, you need to remember about them, and they need to guide your actions. And don't lie to yourself that you can change things here and there and be against your values and everything will be fine. Most of the times it will not. And the other quote that I like is about kind of investments. I tend to believe Mark Twain hit it in the head when he said, "Put all your eggs in one basket and watch that basket." You know that sometimes we think a lot about diversification. I even have a video on my channel about diversification. But in general, you create more value when you are not too diversified. But it's very hard. You need to know, in terms of finance, you need to look through financials, you need to understand them really well. This is something that Warren Buffett does, for example, and we all are not as talented as him. So for us, in terms of finance, sometimes diversification is better. But in general, the idea to put everything in one basket and watch it really well works better. You create more value this way. And I think that this idea can be applied to relationships. And for me, personally, this is what I truly believe in. Instead of having a lot of partners and a lot of short-term pleasures, I would love to have one person that I want to invest my time in, and myself, my feelings, everything. And I would love to build with this person something very big, very valuable. And I think you can only do it in long-term relationships. You cannot really create, I think, too much value of too many partners and short-term pleasures. Again, it's my own belief, and that this idea of one basket, I think, can be applied to relationships. And the other quote is about commitments. But most companies don't die because they are wrong. Most die because they don't commit to themselves. And I think this quote also can be applied to relationships, that relationships die not because people are not good enough. They die because people don't want to commit. And sometimes we believe that it's better to find a new partner, and we think, oh, this other person will be better. But in order to build relationships, you need to invest time and efforts. It's a skill, and it's not that easy. And if you don't have this commitment, it's impossible to build relationships. Even if you find someone new, if you don't want to commit, still you will not be able to build relationships. And now we'll read my favorite quote that helped me a lot. It's in the end of the book, and it's kind of a long quote. But when I felt really bad a couple of weeks ago, and I was very upset, crying and everything, I read this quote, and it actually lifted me up. And it's interesting that this is a quote from business book, but it helped me in my relationships with myself, I guess. So here's the quote. You move to a new land with new habits, a new language, and a new set of dangers and uncertainties. At times like this, looking back may be tempting, but it's terribly counterproductive. Don't bemoan the way things were. They will never be that way again. Pour your energy, every bit of it, into adapting to your new world, into learning the skills you need to prosper in it, and into shaping it around you. Whereas the old land presented limited opportunity or none at all, the new land enables you to have a future whose rewards are worth all the risks. I love this quote. It gives me so much strength. It helps me so much to think about my future, not to think too much about the past. Yes, we might have something pleasant, but when things are done, when things are over, a new life is presented to you, and this life brings you new opportunities. And if you didn't have this negative experience in the past, sometimes you will never be able to get something beautiful in future. So instead of coming back to something that didn't work and that doesn't really do anything in the current present moment, you need to believe that there will be something better in future, and you need to work on yourself in order to build this something better. And again, I love this quote, and I think that when you feel bad, you feel scared, you have some uncertainties, you are craving for past pleasures, you can just get this book only because of, even just because of this last quote, and read it again and again, and it will give you strength, and it will help you to believe that everything is fine and the good things are waiting for you out there. And it's not a good idea to go back to the past. It's actually impossible, and we just waste our energy when we think about a way to do so. So these are all the quotes that I wanted to share today. I hope it wasn't too boring. Again, amazing book, even though it's about business, but a lot of things can be applied to life. You can see I have actually more like bookmarks here, but I couldn't read at all. It would be a really long video, and it's not a book review, it's just sharing ideas. I love to learn new things and share them with others, and this is what I try to do in this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you will take care of yourself. Please try to meditate. Again, I've had some very traumatic experience recently, and meditation helped me so much to get back to normal. So it's very, very helpful thing for your mental health, for your happiness, and for a peaceful life in general. And try to invest in yourself and take care of yourself. Be strong and love yourself. Love wins. Always.
Завтра ветер переменится, завтра прошлому конец. Он придет, он будет добрый, ласковый, ветер перемен.